Hi there, warriors, and welcome to the Charrúas Abroad, the weekend roundup. In this new series, which started off last week, we will talk about the standout performances of Uruguayans all over the world. And in this episode, we have to start with Sebastián Coates, the captain of Sporting Clube de Portugal, and he's been probably living one of his best weeks in his footballing life. Um, on Saturday, in the weekend, he scored against Moreirense, and it was a winning goal. And it was only a few days after he scored 2 goals for Sporting in the Champions League against Besiktas. So 3 goals in 4 days for a central defender is something remarkable. And even in his performances, despite his or besides his goal scoring, he was the rock in the back, the defensive leader for Sporting, which he has been for a long time. And it's great to see him getting so much love and affection from the Sporting fans. He's really created a special connection with them, and he's really becoming, or maybe already is, a legend for the club. Won the title with them last season, which was their first title in 20 years. And they will be fighting for titles again this season because they're maybe not playing the best, but still they're getting results. And Coates is still on a great level, and his best level, in my opinion, in his career so far. Um, so yeah, brilliant to see this, and yeah, amazing. So on Saturday, Alfonso Espino and Facundo Pelistri, they played against each other in La Liga action between Cadiz and Alaves. Alaves won, so Pelistri won the game basically between the Uruguayans. But Espino was the standout player. He's been doing really well since Cadiz came up last season to La Liga. But this season he is probably got into another level, scoring goals, one of the best players in the league when it comes to ball recoveries, so his tackles, interceptions. It's a really good, aggressive left back who wants to go forward, but also is quite solid defensively. So it's good to see him do so well. And Facundo Pelistri still, he's still growing because the thing is he has not been getting much continuity. He's started in the weekend and also 1 or 2 times before, but besides that, he's also played a lot of games from the bench and getting little minutes. And he's playing for a team which plays against relegation, which is pragmatic, plays with 4-4-2 most of the time, and he's one of the right midfielders. And he's more a fullback than a winger, to be honest, when you look at the defensive work he has to do. So it's not an ideal fit for a player like him who really thrives when he can be creative, and when he can have the ball at his feet and the game in front of him. But okay, he is growing and he's developing, and let's hope he can cement his place in the starting lineup and get really show the player that he can be, because he's a talented player. We all know this. Yeah. So for Pelistri, still a way to go, but he is getting there, I believe. A player who also had convinced the manager because he came to a new club was Lucas Torreira. He is on loan from Arsenal to Fiorentina in Italy, which is the country which probably is his footballing home in Europe, because he debuted for Pescara, then he came to Sampdoria. And for Sampdoria, he was one of the revelations in Italian football between 2016 and 2018. And now back in Italy, he's showing once again that he's a quality player. At the base of midfield in the regista role, he played a really good game, a solid game against Cagliari. And it seems that he's convincing the manager, already convincing the fans, and also convincing a lot of media outlets in Fiorentina of his quality, and that he should be starting. That he should be a starter in the team, which is doing okay. Fiorentina, they can fight for European spots, so that is something positive. On the flip side, in this game, also some negative news for Uruguayans, because Martin Cáceres and Nathan Hernandez went off injured. Diego Godin was already injured before the game, and Gaston Porero only made a few minutes, and he's been making few minutes, I don't think even more than 100 in this season in total. So a bad situation for these four. And for Cáceres and Hernandez and Godin, we have to wait if they can make it to the international break in November. So let's see. Another player who will be, who maybe set off a few alarm bells this weekend when he played on Sunday against Barcelona in the Clásico was Federico Valverde. He didn't start, which surprised me because he's been a regular player, important player for Madrid this season. But he started from the bench, came on after 72 minutes. Madrid went 1-1, a big win for them. But Valverde went off injured in the stoppage time of the second half. So yeah, reports of maybe he could miss the international break for the games against Argentina and Bolivia. But it seems that it's only expected that he will be out for 8 to 10 days, so a week or week and a half. So this is something that is okay because the first game he will play because against Argentina, the first game of the November FIFA date, he is suspended because of the accumulation of yellow cards. So the first game which he could play, which he's available for, is against Bolivia, and this is almost 3 weeks away. So if everything is all right and if his recovery goes as planned, he should be all right. So take it easy, Because for me, I was stressing a little bit because we all know Valverde probably has been our best player in the last year, based on his club form for Madrid, but also for the performances he has done for Uruguay. So let's hope he is okay, and I believe he will. A Uruguayan in Madrid who probably enjoyed a better weekend, a better Sunday, but from a personal level mainly, was Luis Suarez. Madrid hosted Real Sociedad. Sociedad been playing really well this season, and they did really play well as well on Sunday. They went up 2-0, deservedly so. They played some good football. Atletico, in my opinion, also allowed this because they were not set up great. There was a huge gap in midfield. The attack from Atletico wanted to go forward, wanted to press high, but the defense of Atletico with Felipe and Hermoso, well, they didn't trust themselves with all this space in behind. So it left a huge gap in midfield. And Sociedad did really well with this. But yeah, when you have Luis Suarez in your team, you always have a chance to get back in the game. And he scored 2 goals, 1 header, and 1 well-taken penalty to draw the game, to save a point. And it showed once again that he remains one of the best, most reliable goal scorers in world football. We all know he's not Suarez of before. Physically, he is really declining. His knee for the last 2 or 3 years has been gone, basically. So you cannot expect him to be the player he was. But the player he is right now still is one of the most feared number 9s in world football. And hopefully he can bring this form for Uruguay in the coming games, because we need it. We need goals, we need results, we need points, because the World Cup is far from certain. His teammate, his fellow hitman from Salto, Enzo Cavani, well, he did not experience such a great Sunday. United were beaten historically on their own field 5-0 by their eternal rivals Liverpool. To be fair to Cavani, when he came on in the second half, after 64 minutes, on top of my head, the game was already lost. United were already 5-0 down, and Pogba was already sent off. And what really did not surprise me, because I know the player Cavani is, but what really made me glad again was to see the work rate, the sacrifice he gave to the team, to the fans, when he was basically playing in midfield, on the left back, right back, covering spaces, working hard, even when the game was already lost. Because whatever he's won, how many goals he scored, he does it. He still has this humility and this heart of a lion, which will always fight for his team, for the fans he represents. And to see him playing like this, and then to see Cristiano Ronaldo, or to see players who have not won anything in their life, basically, like like Greenwood, like Rashford, well, basically doing nothing all game. When you see someone like Cavani who's been there, done it all, really baffles you, really makes me proud of Cavani, but also really makes me think to myself, who do these guys think they are, young players who, well, nobody still, but yeah, and it just really baffles me. And I mean, when I really sympathize with United fans from this aspect, because I would hate to see this in my team. Okay, Let's move on to another player, another uh, veteran Uruguay international who has been such a great servant for Uruguay in the past. But you heard what I say, in the past, because Muslera, after making two huge mistakes against Brazil and Argentina, he made another error for Galatasaray in their big game, in their heavyweight class in Turkish football against Besiktas. And it was one of the reasons why Galatasaray lost. And yeah, I don't like to see it. I don't like to say it because I really have a lot of respect for Nando, but his time between the posts, between his time as the Uruguay number one, I'm sorry, is running out. So yeah, this is the way it is in my opinion. Okay, let's move to some of the goals or all the goals that have been scored in the footballing weekend. And now I'm talking uh, between Friday and Sunday. I will also talk about what happened on Monday or on Sunday night or Monday morning, depending on where you live. But these are the goals in the weekend. So Luis Suarez with two goals, like we talked about. Santiago Bueno on Friday scored a goal for Girona. Sebastian Juarez, Jonathan Dos Santos, Rodrigo Aguirre, and Jonathan Rodriguez all scored in Mexico. Uruguayans have been doing well, very well in Mexico in the last few years. Abel Hernandez scoring for Fluminense in the big derby against Flamengo, and they won the game. Fluminense, big win. Tarasqueta out injured, as we all know, which is a shame. Then moving on to in Switzerland, Sergio Cortelesi, Rodrigo Poyero with two goals, Luis Urruti, a goal, Pablo Lavandera, a goal, and Peru, like Mexico, a lot of Uruguayans playing there and doing really well. Then we have Mikel Mercantil, Jonathan Candia in Argentina, Martin Gonel, Michel Acosta, Martin Gonel in Venezuela and Michel Acosta in Colombia, Gonzalo Mastriani in Ecuador with Barcelona Ecuador, who have played the semifinals of the is Independiente del Valle or Barcelona Ecuador. I will check now because I really feel stupid if I'm getting this wrong. Let me have a look. Okay, Barcelona Ecuador. I got it right in the first time, but I question myself. It happens. So he scored. He played in the semifinals of the Copa Libertadores against Flamengo. So great season for them, for the club, and now he scores this weekend again. So yeah, and the last goal scorer is in Italy in the Serie C in the third division, Antonio Sepe. So it's good to see. Always good to see Uruguay scoring, whatever it is, in which league, I don't care. Always good to see. Okay, moving on to Fernando Goraria, the midfielder who is a Uruguay international. He's been in the last few squads. He's not been playing a lot, but he is keeping a good level in Mexico. Against Toluca on Sunday night, he created 8 chances, and like you can see here, it was more than any other player has done in a single match in Mexican football or in Liga MX this season. So for me, he is a really quality midfielder uh, who has who's doing well in both sides of the game. He's a good ball recoverer. He's a good tackler. He can help his team a lot defensively, but he also is really helpful or decisive is a better word when it comes to the possession play in attack. When he has the ball, he can make things happen. He's quite a good dribbler. He has decent speed. He also can pop up with a long shot or with a goal coming in the box late. So good midfielder, and with Valverde out against Argentina because of suspension, who knows? Maybe we can see some of him. We will see. Okay, let's move to the last standout performer, in my opinion, this weekend, and it was on Monday. Was Christian Stuani. He saved the draw for Girona with the header late on, came on as a substitute. And it was an important goal for Girona because they are fighting against relegation to the third division of Spanish football. I think Stuani, he's had a brilliant career in Spanish football, and especially since he joined Girona in 2016. Had 2 great years in La Liga, and since then he has stayed loyal to Girona when they went down, and he's now already, I think it's his 4th season in Segunda, and certainly in the first few years, a lot of teams were knocking on the door wanting him But he's always said himself, he has a good contract, let's get it right. But he's also said himself, I'm at home here, my family is at home here, I want to play here, I'm a legend to these people. Or this is not his words, my words, but he's a really important player for the club, and he will probably end his career there, or maybe in Uruguay, but certainly his European career will end here. And like you can see here, 85 goals in 147 appearances. It's nothing to be ashamed of, to be honest. And certainly his first 2 seasons, like I said, he scored two campaigns. He scored around 20 goals. So he had like something like 40 goals in 65 appearances on the top of my head in Spanish football in La Liga. So yeah, that is a great thing to have on your CV. Okay, this was, in my opinion, the standout performances this weekend. Many things to go through, a lot of big games, a lot of goals again, and always great to see this, like I said. I want to know from you, who was your standout performer of the Uruguayans, of the Charrúas abroad in this weekend, last weekend? Please put it down in the comments. Like the video if you want. It helps me a lot to get more visible on YouTube. You know, more people can find my video. And please subscribe if you want to see more. And until then, I will see you probably next week again with the same video. Maybe I'll come up with something different in the week. I will let you know. But until then, have a good time, and I'll see you later. Bye bye.